My name is Enrique, and my surname is Baeza. In Spanish is Enrique Baeza. In the past, I was a journalist, and now I am working in export company of food, sauces and pickles here at Spain. I live in the region of Murcia, in the south of Spain, near of the Mediterranean Sea. I am Mediterranean, and here we have a huge pot, 50 degrees when you are going to open your car at 2 o'clock, Here at Murcia, we need to wait 1 minute and not enter in the car because you can have problems. It's dangerous during this time, be in the streets. And sometimes it's like a phantom country or village when the hot is in the worst period during the day. Normally in 5 years you have a couple of days with a lot of hot, but we are detecting that this a couple of years or during each year we have waves of hot that are not comfortable, and seems that something is not going good. I am not a scientist. Maybe a scientist can say that it's normal, but now you can see my face and I am all the time suffering the hot, and it's not possible to live without air conditioning in this region. Of course, there are a lot of people that cannot have air conditioning. I think it's not normal. And the temperature of the sea or your swimming pool, it's not normal. It's so hot, all is so hot. And living in Spain in the south is like only 2 seasons, winter and summer. It's like the autumn is disappearing, and only 2 seasons here. I remember in the wave of hot that we have here at Spain, days ago was incredible, 50 degrees inside my car. It was a mess, a hell, that I pay attention on that. And there was a lot of insects in the ground trying to find food, the kind of insect that normally you cannot look on the ground or in the street. And this is a sign of, I think, a very tough and difficult September with the raining days. I think that all our government, our politicians, they are not doing anything about that. But we can read in the newspapers all the people that is dying at Spain by the bite of hot, the extreme hot that we have. Even people that is working in the streets. In Madrid, there is a case of one person, 50 years old more or less, that is suffering the hot in the streets, working for the council, and that person dies by the extreme hot that we have at Spain. It's one example, but there are a lot of people that is dying. It's very bad for the heart and for the body, and you can have problems. Sometimes when we have a extremely weather or temperature, it's very common to take the car for go to shop, or I don't know. And if you pay attention, there isn't people at the streets. All the people is at home. At summer, at Spain, it's incredible. It's not a joke. It's very important. I am doing this interview without air conditioning. You can see that I am all the time suffering that hot, and I am all the time with a lot of water in my face by the problem of the hot. I don't want to put the air conditioning in this interview to look my face, because there are a lot of people at Spain that haven't the money to put the air conditioning or even have air conditioning at home. My advice for all the people that is listening us is try to demand to the politicians plans, proposals, to find a solution and put the eye in the long term, not in the short term, not in the short period of the government mandate. No, the mandatory is 2 years, 1 year, or 3 years, or 4 years, okay? But we need permanent solutions and people that is working 20 years in a planet. We are thinking about Mars, we are thinking about the moon, all the people is talking about James Webb telescope and things like that. But we are not put the focus in our planet. Better to put solutions in our planet and then start to think to go to another planet. We are wasting a lot of time in not important things. And now we are talking about that things, and I think it's important to share that point of view and try to demand for the people, for the politicians, a change. A change starts in our hands, and then we are going to ask about that. And I think it's very necessary an organism, international, without any interest beyond that, protect the earth. There are enough TVs, radios, and newspapers, and they are looking money and not put the focus in important things like that. In my opinion, all the big newspapers or televisions should to notice more news about all that kind of things.
We invite eyewitnesses of climate disasters as well as anyone who has specific knowledge of such events to be interviewed. Please contact us, share your story. For the whole world to know the truth, participation of every person is important.